Better than me, maybe a little bit. I just got through talking to the players, and as crazy as this sounds, okay, and this is not hope speak or anything like that. I feel better about our football team tonight than I did when we walked into that locker room after Tulane. I didn't think we competed against Tulane. I thought we showed up and we just kind of went through the motions. There wasn't a lot of passion. There wasn't a lot of straining your guts on the sidelines during the course of the game. It was a hard game to win tonight. You lose your starting quarterback that's obviously one of the better players that we've got on our team, makes it very, very difficult, and it put a lot of pressure on our defense. And I was very proud of the defense that they forced a lot of 3-and-outs. They gave our offense the ball in the second half, some opportunities to try to put drives together. A week ago, and I kind of went through some individuals in the locker room. A week ago, we had Tommy Heatherly, who was a junior college transfer, who first game in big-time Division I college football, and it was like a deer in the headlights. First 3 punts last week against Tulane were not very good at all. Tonight, he killed the ball. He punted extraordinarily well. I think his average for the night was over 45 yards, some of 2 times inside the 20, forced a lot of fair catches. That's something that we needed to get better at this week, was the kicking game. Jose was outstanding, not only on the extra points and stuff, but on his kickoffs. I mean, he forced a lot of touchbacks where they didn't bring anything out on kickoff returns. So I was very proud of him. There were some guys, obviously, Dames on the interception. I mean, that's a textbook. Not only the play and the interception was a textbook, but getting to the boundary and then all the rest of the defenders getting in front of him to escort him down the boundary that turned into, obviously, to a touchdown, which is a huge, gigantic, big play, especially when you're struggling to try to score or to try to move the ball and have success on offense. The one thing that's a common denominator from 2 nights, and whether it's James or whether it was Kalen coming in tonight, we have got to be better on third down. I think we were 2 of 14, 2 of 15, and if you're going to be that bad on third down conversions, it's going to be a bad season. I mean, we've got to make first downs, because if you make first downs, you keep drives alive, you change the field position, you give yourself a chance to score and score points. We did it the hard way. The last touchdown we had, I mean, it was 3 running backs and 2 tight ends and multiple different personnel groupings because of the situation it was with the quarterback. We've got to do a better job, the early part of the ball game and protection, keeping the quarterback in the pocket clean, and we got to do a better job creating opportunities for the running game early in the ball game. But I was proud of the kids that they fought. I mean, they didn't give up until the last second was off the clock. They were trying to find a way to win the game. We had some opportunities during the course of the game. The last play when James came in, potentially that's a touchdown, catch it, kick the field goal, or the extra point, and you win 21-20, and you go, oh my God, how in the world did we ever pull this off? But didn't happen. And I think these kids, I think our leadership of this team, I think they'll bounce back, and we've got 10 more games to go, and I think they'll find a way to get back on the winning track.
Coach, 2-part question about quarterbacks. One, what is the stats for James? 2-part questions for quarterbacks.
Yeah.
James potential starts for next week, and the second part of the question is, when Kalen comes in the ball game, is there part of the offense that you possibly have to scale back?
You know what? They run exactly the same thing, because you can't practice in the course of a week in college football. You only get 17 hours. So 75 to 80% of everything we do is for James, but it's also for whoever would come in and be the backup, because that's what the other 10 guys are practicing, the personnel groupings and the runs and stuff. Obviously, you saw tonight that he kept the ball on some of the gun run stuff a little bit more than obviously James would have done. But we don't really try to change everything, because then you have to cut half the practice and say, okay, this is what he's going to do and this is what James is going to do. Then the other 10 guys are practicing stuff that they might not even use in the game if James doesn't go down. James, it was I don't want to say 50-50 at halftime. There was a little bit of concern, but I think the good news is that he's probably going to be healthy for next week. I'm not a doctor and anything, but he wanted to come back in on that last drive and knowing that he wasn't going to scramble around, he wasn't going to do a lot of running, wasn't going to take a hit or anything, and missed the first throw, and then the second throw was right on the number. So for missing the entire second half, that's a pretty good job coming in and throwing that ball that he did on the last play of the game offensively.
The fact that he came back in, that gives you hope that.
Yeah, absolutely. I just think, we talked about, I talked to Kevin O'Neill, the trainer, and Keith Heckman, the orthopedic surgeon. It's our sideline doctor and stuff. And, they were optimistic about it. They felt, they said, let's see him go out, warm up, move around, see him throw and stuff. So he went out a couple minutes before the second half started, and they watched him. And, we said, okay, well, let's see Kalen. Let's let him go out there and see. And if we're moving the ball, let's don't expose him, And there were some times that we moved the ball, and Kalen was doing some good stuff. So rather than put an unnecessary situation out there, we kind of held him out until the end of it, and you knew that he wasn't going to do any running. So he did okay.
Coach, coming off of last week where you gave up over 350 rushing yards, how do you feel about the run defense performance?
Yeah. Well, again, I think, you hate saying these kinds of things because obviously, it's critical to do that. And I was proud of the way that they did. They defended the run because that was kind of what Western Kentucky was, that's what they had done the week before. It's what we expected them to go into since we had such a bad job of stopping it last week. And I was proud of them. We were playing a lot of young guys. All you got to do is just look at that roster, okay? Guys like Rashad Colson and Cameron Burns, and there's a whole bunch of guys. Jamal Gates is a new starter. Rocky Lewis goes in and plays. Sage is the only linebacker. Daniel Jackson's never started a game before until a week or so ago. And so, that front seven, I think they're going to get better. And I think we played probably 9 or 10 of them tonight just to kind of keep guys fresh and stuff. And I don't think that there was anybody that we stuck in there that we said, you know what, I don't think he's going to be able to play at this level this year. I was pretty proud of the way that some of those guys did. We put pressure on the quarterback, had him running. He was throwing balls in the bleachers and stuff. So I think we had some negative tackles for behind the line of scrimmage. So that's pretty positive.
You guys had 46 rushes.
Say it again.
You had 46 rushes tonight.
No.
To 18 passing. When James came out of the game, did you guys change your game plan a little bit?
Well, a little bit, obviously. Because he's not, Kalen right now, he only gets probably 15% of the reps during the course of the week. James gets about 85% of it. And, when Kalen comes in, we try to, during the course of the week, he gets a 2-minute drive. He gets probably out of an 18-play period, he may get like the last 5, and James gets the first 13. And so we try to do like we do with him, we do with anybody else, do what the kid can do, And if if he can help you win games because of his legs, we'll use that. He can throw. You saw the one gigantic completion for 40 yards. He just got to get calmed down, okay, to where he doesn't feel like that there's an enormous amount of stress and pressure for him to come in off the bench and play quarterback. So I think our football team will benefit from him playing tonight.
Coach, as far
No, go ahead.
The goal at the beginning of the season was to win the conference. It's still
Sure.
What do these guys have to do in order to turn it around and still accomplish that?
Same thing that we said last week, okay, to be honest with you. This thing, if you sit there and you talk about, all these goals that aren't going to happen until December, it's a 1-week deal. It's like right now, it's just get ready to play next week and erase the mistakes and play better. I talked to the players in the locker room. I said, and this is one of the things I think that is a benchmark, and I saw it with the Cowboys. I saw it at the Cleveland Browns. I saw it at North Carolina. I saw it at Miami every time. When guys can honestly look at the film and they legitimately look at it and they go, you know what, I can do better than that. Sometimes they just walk off the field and they go, yeah, maybe I kind of played fairly good, But then when they become honest about it with themselves and they go, you know what, I'm better than that. I can give better effort. I can give better technique. And when they start doing that, that's when the team gets good.
Coach, at the end of the first half, talk about what happened on the fourth down play. Fourth down play.
No, I don't even.
There's a little bit of confusion where going into halftime and the quarterback seemed twice more.
We thought we made the first down. There was a couple of times tonight that we went for it on fourth down that I was a little bit disappointed in the spot, that you looked at the sidelines and, there's a big mass of people and there's you can't tell in the scrum, how far did he go? Did he make it over? And then he gets pushed back. We thought he made it because we were going to call a timeout and kick a field goal with Jose at that time. There was 6 seconds left to go on the clock, and that was kind of what we had anticipated trying to do.
Well, James, what was his spirit or his attitude? Seemed like he wanted to go back.
Oh, God.
Did he
Yeah, he was. I think he was wanting to go back in long before he did at the end of the game. But again, like we said, we were running the ball, we were having success. Kalen was making some plays with his legs, and that was a thing that obviously that James wasn't going to bring to the game plan at that particular point in time. So, we just err on the side of caution with any football player, whether it's James Morgan or any other kid on this team. If they're not 100% able to protect themselves and play safely, you'd be stupid to put anybody in the game.
And also, can you talk about that sequence there, your last possession where
We got it down to the 4-yard line. Yeah,
3-yard line, whatever.
no kidding.
Bad.
We had a bad snap, right, and went over the quarterback's head, and now he's running around. He gets tackled for a 13, 14-yard loss. Now all of a sudden you got 2 downs to try to get it in the end zone, and the first one we throw is incomplete, and then the next one hits him in the stomach right at the half-yard line. If he catches it, he's going to go in the end zone.
Shows how close it was because Kalen almost could have put that ball.
Say it again.
Shows how close it came because Kalen could almost put that ball over to the pile.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's hard because it was on the far sideline until I get a chance to see the video to see how close he actually got a chance to maybe get it into the end zone.
Coach, one last one for you. You said that following the Tulane game, obviously, it was really down in tough spirits, and following this game, you felt much more encouraged by the team. Just overall, is there any positives that you can take going into New Hampshire?
Sure, absolutely. And I just told you. I mean, to be honest with you, I mean, the results take care of themselves. It's your effort and your attitude and how hard you play. You spill your guts, then you got no regrets. Whether you win or you lose, you walk in that locker room and you did absolutely everything you can. If you didn't, then either we got to find somebody to play for you or for anybody and make sure that we're playing the 22 guys that need to be playing,
Coach Davis.
Yes, sir.
Talk about the play of Maurice Alexander tonight.
Yeah, I mean, there were some things. He did some excellent jobs on some punt return things. I mean, he's a dangerous guy. And their punter did a great job hanging, who had put a lot of pressure on him to get a jump start to try to return the thing. I off the top of my head, I don't remember anything, the plays that he made. But, I mean, he's a guy on some of the jet sweep things. He's got a chance to try to get to the edge and make some plays, We're going to count on him all season long to touch the ball and try to get him 6, 7, 8, 10 touches every single game. And if he does that, there'll be some good things happen out of it.
All right, guys.
Okay, guys. Thank you.